SpongeBob SquarePants Mysteries, Ooze in the Ocean. Chapter 6. The sound of the cell door unlocking was music to my ears. And speaking of music, they were playing that guard like a harmonica. We kept calling the tune and he kept singing the song. I kind of figured maybe the Flying Dutchman's crew members weren't geniuses, but this guy took the cake. He was a few doubloons short of a treasure chest. Would our luck hold out? I had no idea. I had to just keep plugging away, hoping Patrick would figure out what I was up to and play along. Amazing! SpongeBob said. I can't believe that worked! I told you! The ghost pirate said, folding his brawny arms across his chest, satisfied. That's why we don't leave the key in the lock. Prisoners could easily reach through and unlock the door. We keep the keys out of the doors so prisoners can't escape. Unless they're ghosts, Patrick said. What do you mean? The pirate guard asked, puzzled. Patrick made a face as if to say, duh. Isn't it obvious? He asked. If the prisoners are ghosts, they can just pass right through the bars and escape. He tried to demonstrate but slammed into the metal bars since he wasn't a ghost. Ouch! Patrick said, rubbing his face. The big ghost laughed heartily, slapping his knee. A lot, you know. It just so happens that those bars are ghost-proof. Even a ghost can't escape from that cell. The Flying Dutchman uses it to punish crew members who get out of hand. Har har har! As the ghost was busy laughing, SpongeBob and Patrick had casually strolled out of the cell into the outer room with the ghost. SpongeBob held the big rain of keys in his hands. That's very interesting, he said. Ghost-proof bars. Fascinating. Just goes to show ye, the pirate said. You're never too old to learn something new. Now, if you don't mind, I'll just be troubling ye for me keys. He held out his hand. Which keys? SpongeBob asked. He held up the ring of keys. These keys? Aye, of course those keys, the ghost bellowed. What other keys would I be asking for? Patrick shrugged. There are lots of kinds of keys. Piano keys, turkeys, monkeys. You want these keys? SpongeBob asked. Then go get 'em! He tossed the ring of keys into the cell. It slid across the floor, coming to rest against the wall just below the skeleton. Oh, you'll regret that, little prank! The ghost pirate roared, whooshing into the cell to retrieve the ring of keys. As soon as he was inside, SpongeBob slammed the door shut. Clang! Hey! The ghost cried. What are you doing? Just locking you in the ghost-proof cell, SpongeBob said. The pirate started to laugh again. Har har! Foolish Sponge, I think ye be forgetting something. And what's that? Patrick asked. Holding up the big ring of keys, he said triumphantly, I've got the keys! True, SpongeBob admitted. Except for this one! He showed the pirate the key to the cell, which he'd slipped off the ring before he tossed it into the cell. Sticking the key in his pocket, SpongeBob sang out, See you later! And he turned to leave, followed by Patrick. Wait! The ghost pirate cried. Let me out of here! I get claustrophobic! Back on the deck of the ship, SpongeBob and Patrick huddled behind a barrel. What do we do now? Go home? Patrick asked. Not yet, SpongeBob said. We still haven't found out if the Flying Dutchman left that suspicious trail of glowing green ooze behind the rest home. I could still hear the guard calling for help from inside the cell. Help! Get me out of here! Soon the Flying Dutchman heard him too, and came rushing out of his cabin to see what was going on. Do I always have to do everything myself? He complained as he headed toward the cell. Come on, Patrick, SpongeBob said in a hushed voice. Now's our chance! He hurried into the Flying Dutchman's cabin. Patrick had no choice but to follow his partner. SpongeBob went straight to the Flying Dutchman's desk and found his open diary. Flipping back a couple of pages, he said, Let's see what he was doing last night when the slime was left in the sand. This says he was scaring Squilliam Fancy Son. So the Flying Dutchman has an alibi? Patrick asked. So it would seem, SpongeBob admitted. But we'd have to check it out to be sure. As they turned to leave, the Flying Dutchman burst into the room. Arrgh! And where do you think you two be going? He shouted with a furious look in his eyes. To Squilliam Fancy Son's mansion to check out your alibi, Patrick said honestly. Just why would I let you do that? He sneered. Well, you said it yourself, SpongeBob pointed out. Your ship is overstaffed. If we stay here, we'll just make trouble, like tricking your guard into taking our place in the cell. The Flying Dutchman sighed. True. And if I let you go, what's in it for me? We'll clear your name if your alibi's tight, SpongeBob offered. Nobody will accuse you of getting up to no good behind the Shady Soul's rest home. Shrugging, the Flying Dutchman scoffed. Who cares? I don't mind if everyone thinks I'm a criminal. I am a criminal, and proud of it. If you let us go and your alibi checks out, we'll stop saying your name all the time, Patrick promised. But if you don't, we'll say it constantly, like this. The Flying Dutchman! The Flying Dutchman! The Flying Dutchman! SpongeBob joined in the chant. The Flying Dutchman! The Flying Dutchman! The Flying Dutchman! Covering his ears, the ancient ghost shouted, Arrgh! Stop! Alright, I'll send you back. And you'll find that the alibi is solid. I definitely was scaring Squilliam Fancy Son last night. I can still see the terrified look on his face. He almost lost his monobrow. He aimed his pigtails at the two detectives and shot a blast of ghostly green energy at them. Zap! Stay tuned for Chapter 7 coming up soon.